Autobahn Rent A Car has just hit the brakes hard. One of Singapore's biggest vehicle leasing groups has suspended operations after its insurers cancelled cover for its fleet, meaning the cars can't legally be driven on the road anymore. And here's the kicker. The group is believed to owe creditors more than 300 million Singapore dollars. This company isn't small. Autobahn doesn't just rent cars, it also runs the car-sharing service Share. And across Autobahn and its related companies, they manage about 1,700 vehicles, many of which are rented to private hire and ride-hailing drivers. So what exactly happened? According to the report, Autobahn has formally withdrawn its High Court appeal that was meant to seek protection from creditor recovery action. This comes after a High Court decision on the 26th of December, 2025, where Autobahn's application for temporary restructuring protection was dismissed. In other words, they tried to get breathing space from creditors, but the court said no. In response to media queries, the group's lawyer, Mr. Clarence Lunn, managing director of law firm Fervent Chambers, said Autobahn had no choice but to pause business operations. Why? Because of operational constraints and insurance cancellation. That insurance issue is serious. The insurer has cancelled the vehicle's insurance, and without insurance, these vehicles cannot be driven on public roads. Now, creditors are circling. At least 2 creditors reportedly confirmed they were told about the appeal withdrawal on Tuesday, the 6th of January. And the numbers involved are massive. Among the major creditors, DBS Bank is owed about 103 million Singapore dollars, UOB about 17 million Singapore dollars, and OCBC about 12.5 million Singapore dollars. And then there's another worrying twist. A receiver has been appointed, and dozens of vehicles are now unaccounted for. On the 29th of December, 2025, accounting and advisory firm Baker Tilly was appointed as receiver for 58 vehicles supplied to Autobahn Rent A Car. These cars, registered between 2022 and 2025, reportedly include models like BMW 116i, Honda Stepwagon, Toyota Alphard, Toyota Sienta, and Suzuki Landy. But Baker Tilly has apparently been unable to locate these vehicles so far. On the evening of the 6th of January, Baker Tilly even published the vehicles' registration numbers on its website, urging drivers to contact them immediately. And they issued a warning. These vehicles are uninsured, and many may not have valid road tax, meaning they should not be returned to anyone unless instructed by the receiver. Meanwhile, Autobahn staff are said to be working with hirers and creditors to return all 1,700 vehicles in what they call a seamless transition. But on the ground, the impact is already being felt. Some drivers are now anxious, not just about losing transport to earn a living, but also about whether they will ever recover their car rental deposits. And this situation didn't appear overnight. Autobahn's car-sharing arm, Share, had already announced on the 31st of December, 2025 that it was suspending vehicle rental services until further notice. Yet earlier, Autobahn had posted on the 26th of December, 2025, saying operations would continue as usual even after its court protection application was dismissed. So for many hirers, this sudden change is like the floor collapsing beneath them. Now, the National Private Hire Vehicles Association, the NPHVA, has stepped in. On the 6th of January, the NPHVA said it met affected drivers to address rental disputes and vehicle repossessions linked to financial troubles at rental companies. They acknowledged the anxiety and uncertainty created by Autobahn's notice telling hirers to return their vehicles. And importantly, the NPHVA said it is working with alternative rental firms such as CDG Rent A Car, Grab Rentals, and Strides Premier to help drivers get back on the road. Still, this whole saga raises a bigger question. When a rental company collapses, what happens to the everyday drivers who are just trying to make a living? And should there be stronger safeguards in place, especially when deposits, livelihoods, and hundreds of millions of dollars are involved? So let me ask you, do you think Singapore should tighten rules around car rental firms to better protect drivers, or is this simply a business risk everyone must accept? If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, share this video with someone who drives for a living, and subscribe to 2230 because we bring you the stories that affect real people in the real Singapore.